Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech protected.
Thank you for watching the Welcome Keene. I really appreciate everyone and each of you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being with us. Today we are very excited to talk to an extraordinary person, the man who dedicated his life to help others, the man with a huge heart. Dr. Yves Gakunde is my guest today, and he is a native of Rwanda and recently resides in the city of Keene here in New Hampshire. And he's the City of Keene Purchasing and Contract Service Manager. But most importantly, Dr. Gakunde is a dedicated volunteer. He's involved with many international and local organizations, including the Keene Elm City Rotary, the Daily Goods, the Monadnock United Way, the National Geographic Society, Monadnock Family Services, the Rwanda 141, the MC2 Charter School, and many, many more. In 2017, he was among the 11 emerging business leaders who received the Trend Settlers Award, and the same year he received another award, which was Paul Harris Fellowship. In 2022, he received another second award, Paul Harris Fellowship, and that award is given to the people who just demonstrate service above self, and it's given by the Rotary Club. He's always busy. He's always busy working and serving our community. It's not that easy to get in touch with him since he's after he finishes his work at the City Hall, he usually attends board meetings or volunteers in activities where together with other community-oriented people, he makes sure that our community is a great place to live. Dr. Gakunde often jokes that he only wishes that there were more hours in a day so he would be able to do more activities. He enjoys spending time with his family and friends. He plays soccer, he's hiking, he's mountain biking, and he loves watching movies with a glass of wine. Yves, such a pleasure to have you in our studio. I am really honored to have you here. Thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Yeah. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm excited. This is something out of the ordinary.
Yes, it's a nice time to be here.
Yes.
Could you please, before we start talking about how you got involved with the community service, how you help other people, can we just talk a little bit about the Rwandans' culture, so we get to know where's Rwanda? First question.
Yeah, Rwanda is a small country located in the Central Africa. It's really a small country. I would say about the size of Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. How many people? What is the population?
I believe we are about 13.5 million. And so if you compare to Massachusetts, I believe Massachusetts is about 7 million.
Sounds about
so
the same.
7 million in Massachusetts and 13.5 million in Rwanda. So
how about the climate?
We have what we call a tropical climate because Rwanda is located right south, like 2 degrees south of the equator. So it's very tropical climate.
Very hot all year long?
It's very, I would say in the 60s, 70s degrees. So it's very
perfect.
It's very beautiful.
It's perfect. So how do you take winter here?
I think I'm used to it now, but I don't do much outside. I don't ski. So it was one of
You hibernate like a bear.
I do hibernate. It was one of my culture shocks.
I believe so. What is Rwanda famous for?
Rwanda is famous for I would say, it's a very developing country. It's very fast-paced developing country. Of course, we had our history of genocide, the genocide against Tutsi that occurred in 1994.
That probably set the country back.
Yes. But now the country has really developed very, very fast with tourism. Tourism is a
I read that there's one
industry.
animal that Rwanda is famous for.
Absolutely. We have mountain gorillas that
Right.
many people come to visit. So we are lucky to have those. Yeah.
That's very unique.
It is very unique, yeah.
So when I was preparing for the show, I read that every last Saturday of the month,
Yeah.
there's a special day
Yep.
that is truly dedicated to community work.
Yep.
What is that?
That's just called Umuganda, and Umuganda, I don't know how I would translate it in English, but it's basically people coming together for a common cause. So every last Saturday of the month, from 8 to 11 a.m., everything is completely closed, shut down.
You mean the stores are closed? Everything is closed?
The streets, people don't have to drive to work or wherever. And everyone, it's mandated that everyone goes to Umuganda in the local community, in the local communities, and they can clean streets, they can build houses for poor people, and at the end of, towards the end, they take time to kind of talk and figure out the problems in the community and how they can come up with solutions.
Wow, that is so beautiful.
It is.
Rwanda
it is.
should set the example to
It
the
is.
whole world.
It is,
to do
definitely.
That. It's you teach kids from the very beginning how
Yes.
to become a good citizen and
Yeah.
how to help other people.
Get involved in the community
Yes.
at the early age.
Yes.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Is it what is traditional Rwandans food?
Ooh, good question. I would probably go personally with what I
Absolutely. Go ahead. What is your favorite Rwandan
so
food?
we have what we call ugali or ugari, which is cassava bread. And
what is cassava bread?
cassava is a sort of a root, and so we make a flour out of it, and then we make bread, and we eat. Most of people eat the cassava bread with cassava leaves as well,
Wow.
which is called isombe or sombe. But
Does it have any specific taste? Or?
yeah, it's really actually I have some. Sometimes I'll make you some. But we do have like sweet potatoes and beans or potatoes and beans, and we have what we call or plantain, like a banana plantain. Yeah, so there is a lot of variety of.
Is there
of
any food that you cannot get in the United States and you miss it?
No, really. Actually, I've been very lucky to find the food here, especially in Maine. And when I go to Maine, I can find some like market that carry Rwandan food.
That's wonderful.
Or in Worcester as well, I can go there and find Rwandan food.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing that I learned about Rwanda when I was preparing for the show was that it's the cleanest country in the Africa.
That's
the
right.
plastic bags are banned, and
That's
I love
right.
that idea.
Yeah, that's right. I believe it was in 2008 when the government of Rwanda decided to ban plastic bags. And in 2019, they also banned single-use plastic.
Plastic bags.
Yeah.
I read, I don't know if that's true or not, but what I read is that even when you come to Rwanda, they check your luggage, so you have to get rid of all the plastic bags so you don't contaminate.
On the plane, before you land, you know how on the plane they announce if your final destination is Kigali, Rwanda, so they remind you that plastics are not allowed in the country, and they ask you to remove the plastics from your bags and leave them on the plane. So it's really very clean country.
Very impressive.
Very clean.
That's
country.
amazing.
Yeah.
So let's move on and let's talk a little bit about your adventure as the Keene resident and your involvement with the with the local organization and also international organization. But first, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you end up in the United States, or how did you end up in Keene?
On the plane.
Right,
And
the easiest way.
I came here in 2010 to attend Antioch University. So when I was in Rwanda, I went to the University of Rwanda. The time was just the University of Rwanda. And I met one professor from Antioch who was working there, but also who was bringing students from Antioch to do research in Rwanda. So I met with those people, and I got interested to learn more about Antioch University,
Yes.
New England. And I applied for a master's program, and I was accepted, and I moved here in August 2010.
That must have been pretty exciting.
I was very excited. So I came here. I did my master's in sustainable development and climate change. When I came here, I lived in Vermont for a year, and then I moved to Keene.
But you don't only have a master's degree, right?
That's correct. So when I finished, I took a year off. When I was about to finish my master's program, I applied for the PhD, for the doctoral program in environmental studies, and I got accepted into the program. And I finished the master's program, took a year off, and went back to school.
Wow.
And of the time I have been here in school, I have been also involved in the community. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Feels like yesterday.
Do you come from a small town or a big city in Rwanda?
I was born in Kigali, which is the capital of Rwanda, and then we moved in the southern part of Rwanda. It used to be known as Butare, but we call it Huye. So it's about the size of Keene, so that's why I think Keene feels a little bit home for me.
How many siblings do you have?
I have two young brothers and two elder sisters.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a pretty motivating and beautiful story that, a boy from small town comes across the world and gets PhD and gets involved in the community. It's absolutely amazing. So when you started here in the United States, can you tell us how is studying different in United States to studying in Rwanda, or it's all the same?
I would say it's different. When I got here, I thought I was really good in reading, but we read a lot here. Yeah, I read so many books, and the classes are more the way they are designed. It's more like conversations, more open, like discussions, a lot of critical thinking, which kind of opened my eyes to a worldview, a worldwide view.
I have the same experience, and I have the same opinion. It's a pleasure to study here.
Absolutely.
Because they open your mind, and it's not just memorizing.
No, it was more like a critical thinking, and I'm grateful for that opportunity.
When you moved here 13 years ago, what was your cultural shock?
I would say the most one was the climate.
The climate.
The climate was one of them because.
Did you move here in the summer or in the?
I was in fall, so towards fall in August. But I was excited for the snow, the first time to see snow, and then I got tired.
And after a month, you were done with the snow.
Climate was definitely, and of course the language, because in Rwanda we have our different languages. We have our native language, Kinyarwanda, and then we speak French and then English, and there are many people who speak Swahili as well. So the language was a challenge.
Maybe not even, from my perspective, it's not even the language, it's the accent, right?
Yeah, the accent, and the jargons, the terminology.
Yes, the idioms.
At the end of the day, in the class day, my head was about to explode.
I can relate to that so much. How about the culture?
The culture, I think I got used to it very fast because I was open to learn and be out and hang out with my classmates and get to learn.
Get used to.
Yeah.
So you said when you started your experience with Antioch University, you got involved into the local organizations.
Mm-hmm.
How did everything start?
I was among a team that was organizing I think it was called the Earth Day Festival, and I came downtown Keene to interact with business people, and I met one of the Rotary members, Anne Heffernan, and she told me about the Keene City Rotary Club and what they do. And she asked me to volunteer for the Clarence de Mar that was about to happen, and I volunteered. And before I knew it, they invited me to speak at the club about Rwanda and about my studies. And later on, I rented from Anne Henderson, who was a member as well, and she sponsored me to join. And the rest is history. Yeah.
So, do you run the Marathon de Mar?
Yep.
You do?
Yep. I did my first one. So normally I volunteer. So I have been volunteering for 12 years for the Demar. But last year I decided to run in honor of one of my friends who was a Rotarian as well, who passed away, Ken Ju. And it was a good experience.
Yeah, it's a really fun event for kids and for grown-ups. It's for everybody.
Absolutely.
It's a great event.
Yeah.
So what is the most rewarding about volunteering for the Rotary Club?
It exposed me to the community. So it really helped me make a home.
Right.
Like Keene is I call it my home far from home.
Right.
So through volunteering, you meet with many people, and I tell people when you meet someone, you don't know how or where that connection is gonna lead you.
Right.
So there are many people who assisted me during my education, and there are many people who got interested in going to visit Rwanda because of the connection we made. But also I feel like I have a very strong sense of belonging to this community and a sense of accomplishment just from the little
I feel like
stuff.
when you move here, you kind of feel lonely and isolated, and you just want to be part of the community. So serving the local communities is probably a huge advantage.
The best way to go.
To find friends, to even find family, because you don't have the close family here. Yeah. So you're kind of trying to find your own people, your own family.
Absolutely.
So I believe that's probably the best way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have found, I can definitely say that I have found a family here. And it feels good.
So what is your position? What is your role in the Rotary Club?
Currently, so I joined the Keene City Rotary Club. In Keene we have two Rotary clubs. I joined the Keene City Rotary Club in 2014, and about 2 years after with a few other colleagues, we started the Greater Monadnock Rotaract Club, which is a club for young professionals. And I was the advisor for that club for a few years until I became the president of the Keene City Rotary Club in 2021, 2022. And after I finished my year as the president of the club, I got appointed to serve as one of the assistant district governors. So the Rotary clubs are grouped into district, and then the district into zones. So our district has New Hampshire and part of Vermont, and so I'm one of the assistant governors helping with trying to get young professionals into the Rotary.
Mm-hmm. So what other projects do you do with the Rotary Club?
We have so many projects. As you know, our fundraising event is the Clarence de Mar marathon.
That's the biggest one?
That's where we raise money for all the projects we do. And we use the money here in the community, like locally, but also we do international projects. And some of the projects we do here, we have the sneakers. We give sneakers to the second grades. We we allocate money to different organizations. We serve at the community kitchen. So there are many projects that we do here in the community. And then we build houses in like in El Salvador. We donate money for projects in Rwanda and in Uganda.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yes, there's so much happening with the Keene City Rotary Club.
So you have been giving so much to the community. You give your time, you give your energy, you give your experience, you give your knowledge. Do you get anything back from that? Or it's just the joy of giving?
Absolutely. Giving back is something that really make you feel like you are a human being. You are a whole human being. And as you know, I talked about a little bit about the history of Rwanda, the genocide. I have witnessed a community that was kind of completely destroyed. Many people lost their lives. So I feel like volunteering, it just reminds me that I should not take anything for granted. Yes. So it's a good opportunity to kind of remember, we are in this together. You may have these things, you may have these opportunities today, but tomorrow you may not have them. And when I go to the community kitchen to serve food, it reminds me that I have to be grateful for everything. Yes. So I gain a lot from volunteering, and it gives me a sense of belonging, as I said, but also it's a good reason for me to get up every single morning to go to work and push myself when I'm tired to go serve, because in the end there's a question I like to ask myself: what kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Yeah.
So I want to ask about the genocide, because you were the survivor of the genocide and you saw a lot of horrible things, and I'm sure that it left you with a lot of anger and a lot of maybe misunderstanding things and not understanding things and being confused and being upset. Do you think because of the circumstances that you went through, you are the person that you are right now? That's why you want to give more. That's why you want to connect people, teach them that even though we have a lot of differences, we are still one community. We're still together in that. Do you think that circumstance changed something in you, or do you think it shaped you somehow?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. When I look back at, now it's 29 years ago, I was a young boy.
How old were you?
I was 14. Now I'm dating myself. I was a young boy, but looking back at what I went through and what the Rwandan people we went through, I learned what life means.
Yes.
I learned that.
You got the biggest lesson.
Yes, I learned that we are in this together. We are same people. We share, so we have so many in common as human beings. And if you have an opportunity, you should always remember those who do not have those opportunities. And giving back through volunteering, small things, it's a kind of a reminder that you are part of a community, you are a part of something bigger than yourself. And what is the best way to just be a good human being. It's volunteering.
And just be appreciative and appreciate every single minute of your life.
Being grateful.
Yeah. So what motivates you to do all that volunteering? Because you do so many things. Like, what is, you wake up in the morning, what motivates you? Because sometimes people get, excited and motivated for, let's say, a month or two, and then the excitement goes away and they just stop doing it. But you are very consistent, you're very persistent. What is your motivation? What do you think every morning that motivates you, that
Well, it feels good to volunteer, to be honest, it feels good. But also, as I said, I found a home here in Keene because I met so many good people, and those are the people I just want to see all the time. I want to, stay in touch. How often do you meet with the Rotary Club? We meet once a month on every Thursday. I mean, once a week, every Thursday morning. But we have so many projects. But through other organizations as well, I feel like when I volunteer, it's a good sense of, it's a good reason of being alive.
Right, and you feel like also, that's my experience when I get involved into helping to organize something or into service, that I help other people, but I also help myself.
Oh, yeah,
it's
definitely.
like a therapy.
Yeah, it's a therapy. Yeah, I enjoy being with people. I enjoy spending time with kids, playing with kids through these organizations. And it's therapy.
Yeah, it is a therapy. It's very therapeutic.
I feel like, sometimes I say, I have given my piece of contribution to this world. Now I can go. Yeah.
So while we're getting to the end of the episode, I would like to ask you, what would be your message to the people who are trying to find connections, people who are, for example, new to the area and they're looking for a family, they're looking for friends? What would be your message? How do you get out? How do you find organizations? How do you get the information? Where they're located? All that stuff. What's the resource for that?
I would say not being shy.
Don't be shy.
And just reach out to an organization that you think they are doing the work that you are interested in, and also just being open to meeting with people. When you go to a new area, or when you come in this community, it may be daunting to just feel like, oh, people are not open to receive me, but people are really open. They just want to know you. So reach out to people, just grab a cup of coffee, say hi to a stranger. You don't know how that conversation is going to go. And there are many resources as well. Like the Keene City Rotary Club is one of them. We started a group of volunteers.
Are you looking for volunteers,
We're
members?
always looking for volunteers. So we started what we call People of Action. And that's one of the ways to kind of get to know what projects are going on in the community, and if you're interested to join. We're always looking for people to. And
probably online, there's you can go online.
On our website, social media, Facebook is very active, so you can find
Keene
more.
So I just want to say thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation. It was such a pleasure to talk to you. And I just want to end the episode with beautiful quotes from you.
Oh.
Dr. Gakunde says, instead of building walls because of our differences, let's build community full of compassion and love. We are all the same despite our differences.
Where did you get that from? You did
it's so
some
beautiful.
digging.
Thank you so much. My name is Aggie Cersosimo, and see you soon.
Thank you.